this on this axis, you have high information density at the top, low information density at the bottom. On the left, broad appeals to a broad audience, the one to a specific audience. And again, the examples I said before, a phone book, as you know from your experience looking at a phone book, it has a lot of information density, and it appeals to a broad audience, let alone anyone who can read, who knows the language that the phone book's made in, could understand it. It deals with a pretty broad audience, and it's just packed with information. In contrast, for low information density, you'll see like a airport wayfinding sign to help you get through an airport. That they're usually very, very minimal, the amount of information they deal with, but because they deal with international audiences getting across the globe quickly, they deal with a very broad audience. Let you look at this to see some other ones. Subway map is high information density, broad audience. Some other ones, research portal, if you're looking for research, high information density, but more specific audience, that specific research community. Medical illustration, again, very high information density, deals with a specific audience, obviously medical professionals or students. Broad audience. Calendar deals with a lot of different people, not so dense in its information. Another example, mass market software icons. If you're using software, these icons usually don't have a lot of information density. It's more for a broad audience. Obviously, if you're selling software, you want to sell it to the biggest audience possible. A couple more points, we're almost done. To sort of conclude or talk about your welcome and this first lesson on information density and a search for different infographics, why is the idea of information density even important? The density that you have in an infographic, whether you're making it or consuming it, depends on the subject matter you're visualizing and the audience you're creating it for. More specifically, if the subject matter is for a broad audience, you're going to want to have it not so dense. If you wanted to make it for a specific audience, you might want to make it more dense because those people have a lot of accrued information. Similarly, the audience you're creating it for also dictates how dense the information is. And again, I don't mean to be pejorative and to offend anyone, but if you have a really sophisticated, smart audience who's been educated for a long time in that field, it can be very dense. Say, again, that example we had about medical people who've been studying for years. The contrast would be, it would be less dense for, say, an international audience, wayfinding through an airport. You have people that can be really smart, maybe a little bit less educated, but also you have people from international audiences who may be struggling in a new language. It has to be as simple and undense as possible. With that being said, again, welcome to Designing Data Infographics. I look forward to learning with you. Again, my name is Dino.